Stars at night are big and bright, deep in the heart of Texas. Mo Bandy was right. Everything is bigger in Texas, including the stars. Although, when he wrote this song in 1982, city centers were a lot smaller and produced less light. Now that our great state has grown, including East Texas, light pollution can make things difficult when you want to look at the stars.
Light pollution is essentially the degradation of the night sky caused by man-made factors such as lights that we give off with our buildings, our street lights, and anything like that that kind of lowers the amount of dark sky that we have.
This means the closer you are to a city center, the harder it is to see the planets and stars in our night sky.
The closer you are to urban city centers, you have a higher population, a lot more street lights, buildings that create what's called a light dome. And that's essentially, it's light that is kind of reaching up into the sky and making it harder to see stars and other objects in the evening.
Don't let that discourage you. Even if you live in Tyler and have to deal with light pollution, there are plenty of awesome things to see in our sky, especially when the atmosphere cooperates.
You need calm, cold, clear skies. The calmer the sky, the less you have of that twinkling effect that you see, so you can see some dimmer stars that way. If it's nice and cold, the temperature means that the atmosphere will be nice and cool as well. And having very few clouds is helpful too.
In East Texas, we often get these clear skies and cooler temperatures behind a cold front that blows through or with high pressure as it settles into the region. Once this happens, you'd be surprised at how much you can see.
So it depends on what we mean by pretty good looking sky. If we mean more than, a couple dozen stars, you could probably see some good stuff up at the state park or out at one of the lakes like Lake Palestine or Lake Tyler.
If you're interested in stargazing but don't own a telescope, that's okay. Stargazing is as easy as getting outside and looking up.
I always tell people that the best way to get started stargazing is just go outside and look up wherever you are. People have, with busy lives and everything like that, sometimes we forget just to look up and appreciate what's around us. And so even if you are in the middle of a downtown area and you can't see very many stars, you can still do stargazing.
While hanging out with Doug Parsons in the TJC parking lot, we were able to take some breathtaking photos of the night sky with his telescope. Stargazing is just one of many activities that you can do throughout spring. Spring also includes huge life events such as graduations, spring break, and weddings. Here's Chief Meteorologist Brett Anthony using his long-range cycling theory to talk about your forecast for this upcoming spring.
Spring in East Texas sometimes brings a lot of severe weather. We know there's a lot of chaos in the atmosphere, but our long-range cycling weather pattern theory helps to bring some order to that chaos. Of course, the upper level winds are just merely a river of winds going across the United States. So we're going to pick out some key dates that you need to remember as we head into spring. First, we're going to go all the way back here to October. The December version of this storm that first appeared in October brought a tornado outbreak to north central Texas. As we go forward into spring, late March, mid-May, June 7th to 10th, we think that'll set us up for another potential severe weather outbreak. This signature storm in November produced a tornado in Texas, Arkansas, and southeast Oklahoma. This is repeating and should return early April, late May, and again in the middle part of June. And another storm in late November, it produced more than 2 inches of rainfall. When this storm comes back, we think it should come back in late April to mid-June. All right, let's go back and talk about what it looks like for spring break. We know a lot of folks are going to be spring breaking, and if you are headed down to the Gulf Coast between March 6th and March 10th, boy, it looks really nice with lots of warm weather, so you're probably going to want to make sure that you've got the sunscreen. Now, rain starts to move into the Gulf Coast as we head into that March 12th to March 17th time frame, and if you have a late spring break, March 19th to March 24th, guess what? you have got some cold weather to deal with. All right, let's go back and wrap up the rest of the forecast here in terms of Easter. Want to pick out an Easter forecast? How about a memorable, very nice Easter with temperatures in the mid-80s? These are some other April dates to watch. How about April 14th, the 19th, and the 25th? And then as we talk about Mother's Day, it is looking stormy with potential for thunderstorms on Mother's Day, Sunday, May 14th. Other dates to watch in May, of course, would be May 1st, May 8th, May 20th, May 23rd, and May 9th, and Father's Day. Oh, it looks really nice. Summer in full force, 90 degrees and lots of sunshine. So our June dates to watch, of course, early June, June 9th, Father's Day, and then as we get toward the end of the month in June. All right, that is a look at our forecast. Of course, if you want to go back and look at the forecast at any time, just visit CBS19.tv.
CBS 19 Extreme East Texas Spring into Action is sponsored by Stonewater Roofing.